Do
Hello, 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 and welcome back to the Don Gringo Opinion and Opportunity channel. My name is Don Gringo, and I have Kaylee here. So we're going to get into today's live show. This is the first live show of the channel, and yes, Kaylee, they are looking at you right now. So what we need to do, though, is we have a quick disclaimer. We don't need to get anyone in trouble, including Kaylee and the company she's representing here. So I just want to make sure that everyone understands that these statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Asea products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases or medical conditions. Individual results may vary. So getting into that, let's get into why we're actually here. So, all right. So I was introduced to you, Kayla. We've had the privilege of talking a couple of times, and I've actually sat in on one of these videos. So I'm still obviously not there. I'm not a doctor. Don't claim to be a doctor. Yeah, but let's get into it. So let me see. We got a couple of people already entering the stream. So hello to everybody, and for everyone who's watching us on the replay, hello for joining us as well. And for those listening on the podcast, I appreciate it so much, and I can't wait to see you in the next show. So here we go. So Kaylee, so I want you to introduce me, treat me as a newbie, talk to me about Asea and the products. And I know you're going to kill me. I'm going to say it anyway. It's in the title. I mean, talk to me about Asea water. I know you're going to say not water. So let's go over Asea, what it is, where we are, your story, and let's get into this.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on here. I appreciate it. And welcome to everybody who's here. I'm sure I have some folks who I've been telling them to tune in. So hi, guys. So yeah, my name's Aseaalonso, and Asea, as far as how this got started, as far as me getting started with it, Asea, not water. I always say that. I think what would be probably good is for me just to give you a little background as far as how I even got into this. And that'll kind of give you, and then we'll get into what is this stuff exactly. So I do come from pretty much a whole line of like natural type of healing. I've always been involved with things that are holistic, or, I try to stay away from medications and things like that. But back in 2017, the body took a turn for a very bad situation. I had an autoimmune issue, which basically affects the whole digestive system, and very quickly went from what I had thought was healthy to bedridden and could not function in life, really.
So basically you went on a fast diet.
Yes. Yes, I lost about 60 pounds.
60 pounds.
Yeah.
You have 60 pounds to lose?
In 1 week. It's what's that?
Said you had 60 pounds to lose?
Somehow, honestly, I got to a weight that I was at when I was about 14.
Okay.
I thought my body couldn't even do that.
I don't know if I could do that, but sure. I don't think you can, but I know I can't. So, well, you had showed me a picture once. Show me that. Show everyone that picture. Show everyone how far you got down to.
All right, let me show you. And just for reference, I'm about 5'7". So I was, let me show you this picture. So here, this is me at about 100 pounds.
And 100 pounds.
Average is about 155.
Was this at your lowest?
This was the lowest. So right here, I basically have, for those who are on the podcast version, can't see this. I pretty much look like a skeleton. You can see my ribs. I had lost all muscle mass. I really couldn't do anything as far as lifting anything. I could barely even lift my arm, let alone any type of object that was more than half a pound. So yeah, the body had pretty much just wasted away very, very quickly.
So how long were you like this?
So in total, this whole journey around this weight was a good year and almost a year and a half.
You went through this for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Should we slap your doctors or what?
Well, the thing that's funny is the situation I was dealing with. I know people who've had the same thing and they're still dealing with it 10, 20, 30, 40 years later. So is this something that doesn't go away, Callie? Is this something you're going to always be facing? per the doctors, I give air quotes because that's what they tell you. They told me under no uncertain circumstances, 100% you will always have this and you're going to be on medications, very expensive ones for the rest of your life. And I hope you have good insurance.
Nice. So, guys, everyone who's watching the show live, again, if you have questions for Callie, please don't feel free like you have. Be quiet. Chime up. I can see them on the screen, and we can make sure we get them to Callie. But go ahead, Callie. Let's move on. So you were that bad. So, what was the first step in I guess how that moved you to where you are today? Right. So, what was the first product that really brought you on board?
So with the Asea, basically the liquid that we have, because there's a couple of products, but one of the main products is this Asea liquid, the not water, as we say.
I,
And that was the first thing really that I got introduced to. A friend of mine who didn't actually know that I was having any issues, she just had heard about it and thought, let me tell those people that I know. So she told me about it. And I was definitely in the skeptical zone as far as not really thinking this was something. I just happened to go to a presentation reluctantly, and I even came an hour late because I thought I would miss it. But there was somebody I saw there who I honestly didn't think was still alive, and somehow this was helping him. So I said, okay, maybe I shouldn't just ignore this and start on the journey. But I really wasn't expecting, honestly, a lot. I just kind of said, okay, I'll just try this. And, meanwhile, trying to figure out how to get this body back to battery. And that's how it basically started.
Okay, so tell me how the product worked for you, though. What was it? I know everyone's different, and I know we got to get into the applications of the product, after you actually get through them. But you're saying we're going to talk about the liquid, not water. I mean, whatever way we want to describe this. And I know a newcomer to your products and what have you, and but what was the immediate effects of you starting to take that? I mean, you obviously said you were skeptical, but you obviously were at a point where you needed to try something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you took it, and what was the time frame, that you actually saw some results, and what kind of results did you start seeing, and and what made you believe in the product? I mean,
Sure. So for me, I had some results actually quite fast in the beginning. I noticed some things about 2 weeks in. I had this cough that I'd had for about 2 months. I was coughing up almost clay in my lungs. And I changed absolutely nothing except for drinking some of this liquid. And within 2 weeks, that coughing had all cleared up. So that was a clear indicator to me that this helped my body to somehow overcome this that was just getting worse and worse, the coughing aspect. So that honestly, that having that happen made me continue as long as I did because the overall recovery was a year and a half. So this definitely wasn't an overnight um, thing here.
so if I
It took
remember
some
correctly, you said you were down for a year and a half, and then it took you another year and a half to get fully recovered or close to it.
no. So actually I started to see it like right in the beginning of, basically with this picture, I started kind of like right around this time. So I luckily my body went downhill so quickly and I got introduced to ASEA at the same time. So it was uh amazing timing. So basically the whole thing was a year and a half.
Okay. Well, yeah, timing is everything, I guess. So, okay, so you had immediate results. Obviously, you're here, you're sitting here, you look better than you did in that picture for sure. So, let's talk about what the product is, though. Why did it work for you, and why does it work for people? Now, I did give the
Sure.
disclaimer. We know we are going to obviously stipulate again that this is not a product that diagnoses or cures anything.
Okay.
So, and we should probably get out of the way that the product is FDA regulated, not FDA approved, pretty much like any supplement or multivitamin or anything in the market, correct?
Exactly.
Okay. So let's go through
Registered
what
in the US.
let's go through what the product is. How about that? Why don't you explain to me what not water means to you, and I'm going to sit there and drink on my real water,
Actual
no,
water.
actual water.
Yeah. So there's obviously a lot of science behind this, which some people really like to get into, but for most people, they really don't need to get that deep into it. So I would like to give a basic analogy. So if you think of our cells as these little communication centers that they have in them. So when we're little, you have 5 bars of communication. When your cell has a problem, it can give a signal out and the body can come in and handle whatever needs to be handled because these cells are always breaking down and they're always fixing themselves. But then as one ages, that signal gets weaker and weaker. And so now problems that the body's having is not able to be addressed as easily. And you might find cells that are damaged start to get damaged, and it just goes on like that. And so what Asea is doing is it's replicating the same signal that your body produces to call out for help for a cell or for fixing something, protecting it, etc. And we're basically just giving you more of that same communication so that your cells can repair more like they did when they were younger. So you're just boosting that signal. Does that make sense?
I'm trying to comprehend it in a way
We
because the
have a
little.
cell, but
No,
keep
no,
it
I get
going.
that. I
Keep
get
it.
that. I'm just saying the research I was looking into, and correct me because I'm probably am wrong. So, a lot of people say that it's redux, right? Is it redo or
Redox.
redux? Okay, I didn't
Redox.
want to mispronounce it, and I don't need your company coming after me because I misrepresented the name here. But some people claim it's just high quality saline solution. So
Right.
so it's not
No.
obviously no. Okay,
Yeah.
so to get to the science to where you're at, though, some studies had to have been done, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there was actually quite a few studies. And one thing, as far as the company itself, they've done a few studies and they're actually working on about 5 more. But as far as the technology of redox, which is just a coined word, essentially meaning that there's electrons moving between the cells, to put it very simply, there's thousands and thousands of pages of articles about that technology. So ASEA has the patents on how to actually create it, because what happened is science has never been able to actually make this before, because it is such a simple ingredients. You just have salt and water, and to somehow go from salt water to this bioactive molecules that is going to help your body to signal and repair. That process is what was deemed actually impossible to do, and that's
So
what they figured out.
so basically, we're talking like are we talking like obviously you had great results. So are we talking like fountain of youth in the bottle? Are we talking like miracles here? What are we really
Well, I'm
expecting?
85. What would you say?
Ooh, okay, I'm in for 85. There we go. No, but seriously,
Yeah,
when
I
you
mean,
talk about it.
honestly, this product's been out 11 years, so I'm starting to see the results of that. Like I see people who have been on this now, some for 7, 8 years, and they do almost seem to be aging in reverse. I do have some pictures of a lady who's 84. You look at her at 91, and she looks
The same.
way younger.
Ah, the
No,
same.
she looks.
I'm going to go with the same. I'm sorry. 84, 91. Come on, we're already up there. There's wrinkles. I mean,
I know,
what's one less, two
but yeah,
more? You know?
I know it's definitely it's one of those things where I try not to sound like a used car salesman where you're hyping stuff up for so much, because I want people to have some realistic expectations. But I've seen some crazy things in the last few years, and so it's amazing, honestly, what the body can do. And that's really what's the whole magic is. It's really your body is doing this. This
So
product
basically, we're
just
talking about cellular communication that transforms into, I would say, what, self healing?
yeah.
Okay, so that's probably the best way to honestly describe it. Then your body gets these these molecules, as you call them, gets it into your body, absorbs it. It makes your system healthier enough to communicate like it used to, or at least better than it is. And I think that's probably the way we should probably word it. It's better than it is, because I don't think there's anyone that's going back to infant or 14-year-old body stages, but we'll say better than it was to help no self cellular repair, I guess would probably be the best way to look at this. So are we talking like high grain multivitamin? I mean, obviously there's very little ingredients in this. So I
Right.
mean, what are we talking about?
So we're talking about the difference between the labor force compared to the materials. So materials would be the vitamins, the food that you eat, the water you drink, and those things that you put into your body for your body to use to build itself. And now Asea is giving you the labor force, so the workers that you need to actually move that stuff to carry out the work and to make sure these things happen. So they're two different sides.
Right, but what's in that bottle? I mean, because when I look at a multivitamin, you got like A, B, C's, and every alphabet of the letter, and depending on what you're going with. So, how would I mean? Obviously, you're calling it molecules and what have you, but I guess what I'm trying to get there is where does it fit into the scheme of things? Like, I mean, are we talking like supplement level, vitamin level? Are we talking like next level? Like, I'm going to want to get on this, never get off, and it's going to make me like hoorah, feel good, semper fi all over again? I mean, what type of level are we talking when? Because obviously, we started off saying that this product is in the same standards as that stuff. But how are you going to rate that stuff in comparison?
So I basically rate them in that they're two different things what you're looking at. So you aren't taking away. It's not like you wouldn't take a vitamin just because you're using this product. But the thing is, they work together hand in hand. So if you're building a house, you can have either crappy materials, so you can have crappy vitamins, or you could have great materials, high end, top of the line vitamins. Point is, they don't do anything if you don't have the labor and the workers to do something with it. So you need
So
both.
So this is what I guess yeah, and I'm pretty stupid on this, but I would probably call like an emulsion material. Like you're gonna use it to emulsify two different materials together. Like this is a bond. This is something that you're gonna mix with other products to enhance it. Basically, is what I'm getting at.
They're going to work hand in hand. Yes.
Well, so I'm saying
So
it's
you're
gonna
going to have,
enhance it.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It either enhance it, or the thing is sometimes things become unnecessary, because what happens is if your body is now fixing itself, sometimes people are taking lots and lots of supplements to handle many different aspects of things when honestly their body would do a lot of that.
So I got to interrupt you real quick. We're being told you need to speak a little louder.
Okay.
I need you to talk up. I need you to go drink a shot of espresso. Get that energy. So, all right. So with that being said, so we're talking cellular repair. So what are we talking like who's this meant for? Or who's it not meant for? How about that? Who's it not meant for and why? Like would I give this to my infant kid, or would I give this to my 90-year-old grandmother? I mean, what is this product for and where does it fit in?
So pretty much anybody that has cells is who can use this product.
I'm going to give this to a
So
baby.
babies can use this product. They generally won't need as much or hardly any because they're babies and they have a ton of this already. But if they have problems, sure, they can use it.
Okay, so we're talking
But
sick
more,
babies.
yeah, if they're sick or if they're having a problem. However, mostly with the kids, like I would use more the gel for the kids, because if they get little cuts or they have little rashes and things like that, absolutely, to help them to heal quicker.
So Ian over here says looking good. Thank you, Ian. I know I look good. I appreciate it, though I'm sure Callie looks better, but thank you so much. So, what about, what
Let me give you
about
a couple examples of some people. Let me give you some examples. So
well, no, I'm
let's
gonna throw this
say,
out there. So we always put warnings on everything. So children, you're saying, okay, well, we have stipulations with children. We don't really no healthy children don't need it, which is great. That's a great example of okay. So instead of saying, well, we're gonna include, I like to go, who would you exclude? Right? Let's simplify it. Then everybody else can partake in it. What about pregnant women?
yeah, I mean, example here. I am pregnant, so
Well, I know that, but again, you were in a different circumstance, autoimmune disease, all kinds of stuff. So,
yeah, no,
okay,
for
so
pregnant women, I mean, of course, you have on the label, it's going to say consult with your doctor, but it is safe for pregnant women. I've used it all through my pregnancy, and many other women have used this through their pregnancies to
okay,
help
so
balance hormone levels and things. So yeah.
so outside of normal children, and what's the cutoff in your mind for age wise on children? Like when is it like okay, even though they're healthy, maybe they should start looking at this? Are we talking like when they go through
Once
all
they
their
hit
growth
puberty,
spurts?
yeah, once they hit puberty
All right,
is
so
when
that
you start to decline in making these molecules.
okay, so we're gonna go with all right. So teenage years, we're good to go. But but now you have to define why parents might want to give this to their children because they're
Sure.
already growing. They
Yeah.
got these cells. These cells are, I mean, these cells are ramped up as far as what you're talking about. These guys are in growth spurts. These guys are climbing.
Right. So for example, I mean, I know I will have this example later because I don't have this child yet, but kids do have things that
Talk up,
happen. They
talk
get
up.
colds.
I don't want these
Sorry,
guys
it
saying that
must be
you
this.
guys are too low. Yell at
It must
me.
be this.
Yell at me, Callie. Yell at me.
I know. I think it's my. It must be this microphone setting here.
That's okay.
Okay. Cool. I was just trying to check my microphone. All right. I'll try talking even louder here. So I'm screaming in here. But yes, as far as kids go, so kids have things that happen. They get sick, they have earaches, they have different issues that happen. And what do parents usually give them? They give them things that could be cough syrups or other types of medicines that honestly may not be the best thing. I mean, there's definitely natural things that people can use instead. For me, this is totally non-toxic. There's zero side effects. This would be my go-to for anything first.
No, wait a minute though. Wait a minute though. Zero side effects. So first off, we're going to have to make that statement, I would imagine, with the caveat of as long as used as directed. I mean, we are talking salt water, and I know it's not in its base form, but we still have a lot of salt in there. So we don't want to
Yeah, you
have
don't have to get
ingest
any
too
water.
much salt, I would imagine, right?
Actually, that's the cool thing about it is the salt is very, very negligible by the time it's processed. The salt's really there just for the electric, conductivity aspect of it. So the salt is not an issue.
Okay, I'm just not sure how much salt's in it, but I know I ain't going to drink a
Yeah.
bottle of salt water and think I'm going to be okay afterwards. I'm sorry, that's
No,
just
it's
not going to
about
happen.
in a serving is about as much salt as a carrot.
Well, that's why I said is we're going with the caveat as long as you're using as directed, correct?
Yeah, you could drink a whole bottle of this. You'll be fine.
Okay,
I've drank a whole bottle in a day.
so kids are good. So let me ask. So basically anybody else. So obviously bodybuilders, fitness people, they're going to want this, right?
Yeah, because the thing is, bodybuilders, you're breaking down tissues and muscles, and then you want to have recovery. So imagine if your body can recover faster, then you're back in the gym quicker. You're not as much downtime, the soreness and the things gets built up faster. That's excellent. And so we do have some people on that, but I would love to have more of these type of folks because look, they're already healthy. They're doing things that are great for their bodies. So if you can get a little edge over your competition, especially something that you don't have to worry about drug testing or, is there going to come up with some kind of banned substance in this? You won't have to deal with that.
So we're going to give it to Olympic athletes. We'll be okay. Hoorah. All right.
Oh, there are Olympic athletes that use it. There's some.
Okay. Can you name some or are we just going to leave it up to the
Yes.
website?
Well, we do. I don't have their names. I know one of their is Bree. I'm gonna butcher her name. Sorry, but she's an Olympic swimmer. There's a couple of them. Cody, I believe his name is. But we have a site, Asea Athletes, and you can
Okay.
see the different athletes that are on there.
So athletes it's good for. So I guess other than saying it's like a multi-purpose or just anything. So we were talking a little bit about it and who's it for, but I brought up dosage. So what is the actual dosage? If I got a bottle of this, I'm expected to take at a time. Am I drinking a
Yeah.
bottle?
Here, I'll tell you. I have the little bottles here. So basically, what's kind of recommended on the back of the bottle here, well, they're saying serving size that they're talking about here is 4 ounces a day. So that is the average for a healthy individual is about 4 ounces a day.
It's a double
Once you
shot. I
think
got
about
some bourbon in the background. It's just a double shot. We're good. We can do that. So 4 ounces a day. How many doses in a bottle?
so one bottle, which is 32 ounces, is going to give you a week supply,
And how
just
much is
over a
that
week, 10
bottle?
days.
Because a lot of things healthy these days are exorbitantly expensive.
Right. It basically, if you're getting it at the kind of wholesale rate, it ends up being about $5 a day. So normally people buy 4 bottles for a month. That's a month's supply. So that'll end up, depending on where they live, including shipping, it's going to be about 142.50.
for a month.
Hmm.
So we're
It's
basically
around
going
five
with
dollars a day, like a
Starbucks.
Starbucks coffee a day.
That's what I was about to say. A Starbucks coffee a day, and I pretty much do that myself. So yeah, that's more than budgetable. You know, maybe I got to kick that Starbucks out and get something a little bit better, right? But it
Yeah.
ain't gonna give me that pickup though that the caffeine gives me. I'm sure of it, right?
It's not going to hit you like caffeine, but what you're going to get is a more sustained energy. A lot of people, that's one of the first things they notice is better sleep, more energy. It's not like a 5 hour energy where it hits you and you're buzzing around and then all of a sudden you might crash. This is more like you just keep going and going and you're going, wow, normally I'm tired, but I'm still going and going. So it's kind of like the Energizer Bunny without the, super hyped up side of it.
Okay. So what's the other benefits of the water? I know you wanted to talk about one more product, but honestly, I mean, for me, I ain't ever gonna use the secondary product. I know we're gonna talk about it, but I'm a man. I'm not gonna be wearing none of that stuff on my skin, so we're not gonna worry about that. Oh, hey, no, I don't even care if it smells like men.
It smells like nothing.
Okay, still not gonna do it. I'm a man's man. I ain't gonna take care of my skin. What's wrong with you? So the
So let me
water.
ask
So
you
let's
this.
get
What do you
back to
do when you
not
get a bug bite
water.
or a cut? Right. What do you do if you get bug bites or cuts?
I just wash it with soap and we're done.
Okay. What about a burn?
I'm gonna slap some little bit of lotion on that, bandage that puppy up. I'm good.
Okay. If you have any kind of sore muscles, what do you put on those?
Take a hot shower, go to bed, and sleep it off. I mean, come on. I
Okay.
mean, I'm gonna bite my teeth through the pain. Come on, what's wrong with you? Why would I do anything else? I mean, I'm only 43
Sure.
for God's sakes. I mean,
Sure.
you know, maybe if I was still doing martial arts, and yeah, I probably would be like Callie, I'm in pain. But these days I sit behind a desk most of the time. So with that being said, though, the water, so the water's good. The water's multi-purpose. It's really meant for anyone. It's really, I guess I would say, a widespread product. So I guess the confusion I have when doing all my research on this, though, and I'm not saying I did a lot because I promised you I'd come into this with a little bit, not a lot, and I'd let you teach me some stuff. But if you're the only one that has this product, how come no one's heard of it? And you guys have been in the market for quite some time.
Right. That's a good question. I mean, honestly, I probably had this. I had the same thing too. I hadn't heard of it when I first was introduced. But after getting into it and seeing, the thing is, when you go to the doctors and things in the mainstream, they're on a certain line, pharmaceuticals. They don't recommend any types of vitamins or anything when it comes to natural. So this ends up having to go where it's a word of mouth type of situation. And so we're doing that. But again, it can seem a little bit too good to be true, honestly. I totally get it if people feel that way. It's one of those things you got to sort of experience. And it is very simple, but ultimately, most things in life are pretty simple. When it gets really complicated, something's wrong.
Okay, so you're
I
saying
always like simple solutions.
you're saying that too good to be true. It seems like. So let me ask you a question. So too good to be true. So nothing bad around this. No controversies. Nothing I need to worry about if I was going to be ordering a bottle.
Honestly, I did that whole, usually when you want to look at a product, you want to look at the good and you want to look at the bad, right? And so if you Google this product, there's really only about one website that I really found that has anything negative to say. So I was like, okay, let me look at it. And honestly, the article's from about 2014, and then they did a little update on 2017. But if you read it, there really isn't much that they're saying. So for this product being out for 11 years and that's about all I could find, I thought, well, okay, that's pretty good.
What's amazing though is if you're the only company that has it, why it's just been so slow to come to market. I guess that's really the kicker that I kind of find like, wow. I mean, what do we need to get at? I know Ian's. I see the hearts, brother. I'm glad you love me. I know you're probably not for me, but I'll still say it. I love you, man. So, with that being said, so there's not a route around this. I mean, is there? So let's talk about if someone was looking to buy this. Obviously, all your information's in the description below, and they can obviously reach out and contact you. I guess my thing is how did you start, and how would somebody else start? And should they reach out to someone like you if they have questions and get those questions answered before action?
Sure.
No, and really, no. How would you really start the process? Because, like you said, it's really too good to be true in some aspects until you experience it. Now, I'm sitting here too, and I mean, I'm not. I know I like to be funny sometimes, and I'm a guy's guy, but I mean, I personally, when I look at this, I'm going, I just don't know what would push me over that edge to order that first bottle to give it a shot. I mean, what do you say to someone who's on that verge? I mean, what do you
Sure.
do?
So for me, I'll tell you, I am never here to convince somebody to do this. My job is to educate people and then let them make their decision. But the thing is, do they have something in their life that they would like better as far as their health? Whether they're healthy and they would just like to maintain that. Because the thing is, you could have something serious like me. And of course, people are usually looking for a solution to that. And this is something they've never tried. But if you're not sick and you don't have any problems, however, we know these bodies as they age, things break down. So would you prefer to keep that body nice and healthy and have it working as well as it can for as long as you can? Or would you like to kind of roll into that pile of medications after about your 60s? And so people,
I
go
know where
ahead.
you're going with it, but I guess what I'm trying to get at, and I think more, I guess, to the point of what I'm trying to say is typically products, especially word of mouth products, typically you obviously need to know someone, have talked to someone or something to get that firsthand experience. And in this situation, like I point out a couple times, you guys have the product, it's your patent, you're the only ones producing anything like this. But
Mhm.
if it's not widely known yet, how does someone like me get that experience of that firsthand knowledge that's going to push me over the edge and say, okay, because of the fact that I understand it's through education and word of mouth and, bringing people on slowly and making sure that probably from a company level, you can handle everything and know everything is, scalable and structurable and you can maintain your quality and your reputation and stuff like that. I totally get that. But for someone like me, if I was looking at this, I would still need to say, where am I going to get that word of mouth? And that's why I say is, should they reach out to you? Should they reach out to someone like you and sit there and say, give me that word of mouth? I mean,
Sure. So yes, I would say they should reach out to me. Uh, if they know someone else who does this, they can obviously talk to them, but prefer that they would come over to this side. We do a lot of Zooms, and honestly, it's about stories really with this stuff. When you hear these things, the science is absolutely there, but what really impacts people more is generally the stories, which we do have obviously lots and lots of. And the thing is, I just want to make one point though, is that associates like myself, we're here to really help people. We want folks to have a good experience with this. We want people to feel something better as far as for their own body or help someone else in their family that they might be thinking of. And a lot of times people are going to go online and they're going to try to Google this and they might find it on Amazon or eBay. And I just want to make it clear that you don't want to buy from those sources. You definitely want to get it from somebody who's an associate like myself, because for one, we're going to help you and you're getting the actual products. If you are on those sites, it's actually not approved to be sold that way. So you might be getting, who knows what you're getting. Sometimes it's tampered with products, sometimes it's expired. Yeah, there's been one where someone actually drilled out the bottom from an Amazon one and refilled it with saline because it wasn't actually from the company. See, all of our bottles get sent to a laboratory, each batch. Not all the bottles, but every batch gets tested. So you want to make sure you're getting it from an
so the
associate.
products, so anything, so I just want to really clarify that on any Amazon or shopping type website, you guys do not sell there, period. No one has been authorized to sell any of your product anywhere else except through people like you.
Correct.
Okay. I just want to make sure we have that one clear because that's a huge statement because I'm sure if I went on there, I probably could find something and, yeah, that's obviously a safety, health and wellness concern. And how is the
Right.
company fighting back on that one?
So they have actually even recently, I think they've closed down. It's over 1,000, if not a couple thousand accounts on sellers who are doing that. But unfortunately, as you may know, it's such a huge site. These ones, Amazon, eBay, that you know they'll just pop up. Okay, that one gets closed down, another one. So it's a battle that they're working on for sure on the corporate end. And meanwhile, for those of us out here in the field, it's just a matter of educating people. Just make sure you're getting it from the correct source, which is an associate who actually gets it, and you'll get it straight from the company. So that way you have their guarantees, you have their customer service, which is, by the way, amazing. And yeah, it's very easy.
Well, I hope so because you're the only person I know that. I mean, who am I going to call? I'm going to call, Asea themselves. I mean, someone going to actually pick up the phone if I called there or what?
Well, they actually do.
They
So for example,
do.
let's say you, oh yeah,
Okay, because that's like
that's
unheard of. I thought I'd get shipped off to some call center halfway around the world and say, leave your name and number and we'll hopefully get back to you.
no, they're actually in Utah. So you talk to people who are here in the US. And yeah, so the customer service is great, which that's a big thing for me because if I'm representing a product, I'm also representing a company, and they're kind of a representation of what I'm putting out there. I have high integrity, and I want to make sure whoever I'm working with also does too. So
So is this a American product or a made in America product or what are we talking here?
yeah, made in America. It's not made anywhere else. We are in 33 countries that we ship to, but everything is made here.
So I did hear when we were discussing, so this is a question I should have followed up on. So let me backtrack for a second. So when you were talking about unapproved sales sources and you were saying some of them were old batches. So when you say the word old batches, this stuff obviously has a shelf life then. So if I go and buy product, how long is that product good for?
It's 15 months unopened.
15 months
And
unopened.
yeah, once the bottle's opened, generally it should be consumed within about 30 days, which usually you're finishing a bottle in a week or even less. So it's never a concern. But even then, it just starts to lose its potency. Like after that 15 months, for example. Again, I've never actually run into that because I don't know anybody who's had bottles sitting around for that long,
Well,
except for the
I,
sellers.
I know you probably shouldn't, but there are some people, and I'm going to raise my hand where I say, let me start this multivitamin. And I try it for some time, and I'm sitting there going, all right. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really feel nothing. Then, I get off of it, and then I wait a while and say, hey, this bottle, yeah, I bought this. This has still got to be good. Let me finish this multivitamin up. You know what I mean? I go back at it, and
Yeah,
I'm the first person. I'm your normal everyday Joe Blow consumer, and I'm not going to sit there and go, "Does this multivitamin have a shelf life?" I'm just not going to do it. So when
right.
you
It's
brought
not
it
going to
up,
hurt you. It's not going to hurt you as far as if this stuff goes bad. It just may not be as potent because eventually these things are going to go back to their original state, but that's going to take a long time.
all right. So
So
we're going to
you
get
drink
fully
it with lemon.
hydrated, fully balanced with this. We're going to make sure our systems get to a point where we're enhanced as far as better than we used to be. We're not going to say amazing, and we're not going to say you're going to be lifting hundreds of pounds. You're not Superman. You're not no. I see. I know you say you got some amazing stories, but if that's the case, sign me up right now. I'll take 12 cases. I want to be that guy. I want to be Superman. Get my red tighty whities out and have a cape, and I'm good. But I'm just
Right.
saying that obviously you're going to feel better, but let's get into that second product. I know if we have anyone who's watching and listening that it's that's women. I mean, you say it's for men. I'm gonna sit there and say I'm hands off. I don't wear jewelry except for the ring and the watch,
Right.
and I only wear cologne and deodorant. So I'm out. Most you get on my
Gotcha.
face and skin is shaving cream. So let's
So,
talk about the lotion.
okay, so this is a gel. I'm just going to show you here. You can't really see it. It's a little gel. It's basically the same technology that's in the liquid. This is just in a topical format. So, for example, anything on the outside that you want to address, you can use this for. So, like I was saying, for me, I always have one in my purse. So if I get a bug bite, I use it. If I got a cut, if I had something, a burn, a rash, anything weird going on, this is my first go-to. I've even used
Not
it for,
cortisone cream, not antibiotic cream. You're going to pull that out.
yeah, I used to buy a lot of what Neosporin. I used to use that. I used to use Calendula. I used to use tea tree. There's a lot of stuff I used to have. Honestly, I don't use any of it anymore. I just use this gel. Plus,
So
it
your
doesn't
poor
smell and
kid
it's
comes
not
to
greasy.
you, scrapes his leg. You're like, nah, we're pulling this out instead. We're not going to use that Neosporin.
Exactly.
So what's the name of that product? Because we did say that the not water was the Redux. What is this product called?
This is called Renew 28.
Renew 28. So you're saying now that after we've ingested the water, that we're now going to apply it topically. So my question is, what's the water not doing? Because I mean, if we're applying it topically, what's it really for? Because if we're talking cells with the water, we're saying, hey, we're hydrating the whole body. No.
So two things. One, when you're drinking, it's actually not hydration. So you don't count that as your water intake because it doesn't hydrate you. You do need to definitely drink water. But if you think of it, when you're drinking it, your body's going to take it to wherever it feels like things need to be handled because there's things happening right now inside of us that we don't even know what's going on. The body will prioritize what things it wants to fix first. So it'll take those and put it to use where it sees it needs it. But if you have something going on topically that you want to address right there, that's why the gel is great because you can put it right there and make sure that you're getting some of those molecules in that area to get attention.
So basically, I get a kidney infection, Redux is working there, and all of a sudden I don't have enough in my body. I cut my finger off, and we're going to apply that Renew 28 4 on there. What does he say? 28 or whatever. I'm
Renew
going to pop
28,
that puppy on there, and all of a sudden my finger's going to be gray. Is that what we're saying?
pretty much, yes.
So we're going to talk spot treatment. That's pretty much what we're going to use that. It's not like what I would consider like my wife or a lot of women use. This isn't everyday facial, hand, body type lotion, correct?
It's not a lotion. No, you can still use a lotion on top because again, this is a gel. But people would put the gel on, for example, on women for their face because they did do testing. There's a German company, Dermatest. They are really picky about when they do testing. There has to be no side effects, etc. They gave this 5 stars, and so they did testing on wrinkles, on cellulite, and on different things like that, and showing it as far as having positive results in all those areas. And those tests
You got to be
again
careful with
have
those
that.
claims. Next thing you know, you're going to have boxes of orders for women who are going to be rubbing their thighs and faces, and all of a sudden thinking this thing's going to melt everything away. We're not. I mean, we're not talking that. I mean, so I guess being a
We have a
man,
picture that one there are pictures and there are tests that are done, so I can say those things. Yes.
come on. I want to order a box and just rub it all over my body, and all the bad stuff will be gone in a month. Come on. We're
I'm
not.
telling you, this gel, people most they go, oh, I don't want to try the gel. I say, listen, I totally understand. The cool thing about the gel is you get a faster, you'll see something faster when it comes to the gel. When you're drinking the liquid, sometimes your results take longer. We tell people give it at least 90 days. Depending on the issues, you might even be talking 6 months. So natural things can take longer. With the gel, though, if people are impatient, I say put the gel on some things and you'll see a result much faster for those who are like, I want to see something now.
So my question would be from a marketing standpoint, wouldn't you push the gel before you push the water? Because that gives you immediate, is what you're saying, more immediate, not going to say immediate, but I'll say more immediate results than the water would. Because even you said for you, it took about 2 weeks to see with the liquid. We're not going to call it water no more. I'll try to be better. I do apologize. We'll call it liquid. It took you about 2 weeks to see results. So wouldn't it be a better situation? And I know we have at least William in the chat who deals with this, but wouldn't it be a better situation to push the gel first?
We do both. Honestly, we do. And there's a lot of times where I have people who the gel is their first introduction and that's what they start with.
But I mean, so it's like if I pulled my wife in here, what's the first thing we're going to talk about? The
Your
water
skin.
or the gel?
It depends. See, that depends on the person and what they're trying to handle. That's the thing.
I know.
Everyone's different. So I talk to the people and I help them with what they want.
Will it help William grow his hair back?
Well, there is the lost cause possibly on that one.
So it's not a miracle cure. So basically, let's go with the gel. So okay, so the gel, for anybody and everything, because that's I want to say can technically be used if you're a man as a spot treatment, cuts, burns, nicks, abrasions.
After you shave.
No, that's my only lotion I put on there. No, no, I put my nice smelly stuff on there. No, don't mess with that. My wife, she starts turning me down for kisses and stuff. Callie, we're not gonna be friends no more. No,
If you have that baby skin, you know.
I shaved this off and I already have baby face. Why do you think I keep these few grays in here? If anyone who was started with this channel, and I know there's a few people, but when they did the starting soon, they saw me with my beard. And that wasn't even a recent picture with the beard. That was a lot of white. So this is good. Let's not mess with this. But regardless, so the gel would probably be a great starting point, and it seems like that has no limits, we'll say.
Honestly, they both have no limits. But yes, as far as people who want to see something faster, here's the thing though. Um, a lot of times people forget to keep putting on every day. Drinking a liquid is a little easier to remember to do each day consistently, is from what I found with people that I've worked with. So they'll start with a gel and then they'll use it a few times and they'll leave it in the counter and they'll forget where it is. And then they start using the liquid, and next thing you know, they're consistent on that and they're getting great results. So it still ends up being the go-to, but I just really want to emphasize the fact that both of these products is helping your body to fix itself faster. So really the products are not doing it, it's your body that does it, but you are speeding things up. And honestly, it's pretty fun to see what these different things your body can do and go to limits that you didn't think you could.
Okay. So I guess we're through that product, and I guess there's really nothing I can say about the product other than I guess I need to try it to, I guess, experience it because, I
That's
mean,
really the thing. Both of you got to experience this stuff. We can talk all day, but until you feel it, then it becomes real. Otherwise, it doesn't really make sense unless you actually try it.
I know, but I don't see how I'm ever going to give up my Neosporin. I mean, that stuff's
I
got
didn't
like
think
the
I would
paint.
either.
I mean,
That was my go-to. I loved Neosporin, but it's toxic and you can't put that in your mouth, can you?
well, I'm not going to put the gel in my mouth.
You can.
No, I don't want to. If I'm putting the gel in my mouth, I'm going to do, I don't need the water. I'll just go, I'll give myself a little gel today.
Well, I
That's
mean,
almost
like,
like,
if you had something going on with your gums or teeth, but yes,
William, what did you get me into? She's having me to think I can eat gel. Hold on here. We got, let me see. We have Amp Lagrant, not a cure, but a catalyst for the body to jumpstart its own healing abilities. Yes, she's trying to get me on that one, Amp. She's trying to get me on that one. And I'm not saying I don't believe, and I'm not saying I do believe. I got to be a little bit unbiased on this one because I'm a host and doing the interview. But
skeptics are good. You know what? I love skeptics because then when they actually get to try it for themselves, that is a cool thing. Because I've had some people who were like the most skeptical ever, and it's just like, look, it's not going to hurt you. You have nothing to lose as far as on that point. There's no side effects.
I'm not still eating gel, Callie. There's no way I'm eating.
You don't need to eat gel. Don't eat gel.
You
Do
know
not eat
what?
gel.
You eat gel. I want to see you eat the gel. Show me it's non-toxic. William, if she does this, she's a trooper. William, if she does this, Ian, she's a trooper. You better give me some more
A
hots.
little bit here. It doesn't taste like anything.
Doesn't taste like anything? Get out of here. Oh my Lord. Ian, you better put up some more hots for Callie. I mean, I'm sorry. My mother taught me at a young age.
I'm not recommending people eat the gel. Point is that it's non-toxic. You can use it for things that's going on in the mouth, but you're not eating this stuff. But it's non-toxic. I would never do that with Neosporin. No way.
I know, but I just trying to figure out why. And I guess the only thing, and I'm trying to watch the chat and watch everyone here at the same time as talk to you, but I'm just trying to figure out why I would give up my my cortisone, all these skin elements that help your your body in a different way. I totally understand that they have chemicals, totally get it, but isn't that why people buy that though? Is because there's special ingredients in there specifically for that.
Yeah, sure. But here's the thing. What if your body can do it itself without those chemicals? Wouldn't that be better?
I'm not saying it wouldn't. Not saying it wouldn't. I'm just trying to figure out where to going vegan here or what are we doing? I mean it's like saying chemicals these days and non-plastics and this that. I mean it's like saying let's not have no meat. I mean, I don't know. So basically, and this is the one thing I keep trying to wrap my head around since the beginning of
Sure.
this and doing my thing is we're saying that this company has all the patents. It's their own product. And there's no downside, no side effects, no nothing. And what I'm surprised is not everyone is doing it.
You and me both.
I'm just saying. I mean, if it's that miracle, I mean, then
You know what I can tell you? Because I've been around here now 4 years with this stuff. And what I find is that, look, we've been indoctrinated, especially in this country. We are on the pharmaceutical side of things. We listen to our doctors. If we didn't hear about it from our doctor, we don't do it. There's a lot of people who are moving more towards a holistic type of approach, but many people still are on that train that if, the person in the white coat didn't recommend it, then they're not really going to try it. Although they'll pop all those pills that they give them without doing any research. But then you give them something natural, and all of a sudden, people get out the books, the magnifying glasses, and all these things, which is fine. But
yeah, but the people with the white coats do have one thing behind them: government approval.
which honestly,
No, don't get me wrong.
I mean,
Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of medicines I see on TV for commercials where it says may cause death, stroke, heart attack, impotency, you name it, this thing does it. But it will still cure you, but you might have one of these side effects, including death. I get it. I get it. So,
and people
and
will take it, no problem. Then
I
if they
get
give
it.
something no side effects, potentially can help your body quite a bit to do a lot of things, and all of a sudden put on the brakes. So again, not trying to convince those folks. I'm looking for people who are looking for me, who are understanding that, hey, you know what, my body has a potential that maybe not being fully realized here. And this can help me to see that.
Yeah,
And
but in
then
some
away
in
we
some
go.
aspects, we're doing this and this this live show and the video will stay up so other people can hear this. Other people will be able to see this. Because in all honesty, in some aspects, I'm sure you are hoping that, people will be convinced to at least try. Right. And I think that's the thing. But when we're saying try, let's be realistic on try though. Okay. So we're saying the cream has more of an immediate effect. That's visual because we're dealing with topical situations. Right.
Right.
So anyone watching or listening, I guess if you have an interest, I would probably tell you that I would probably have no problem with that because it's an immediate gratification type thing. But with the water,
But not water.
the liquid, you can slap me later. I'm sorry. With the liquid, the not water. You're saying for you it took 2 weeks, but everybody's going to be different, right? So when you're talking to people who may be interested, what are you telling them is a real trial run for the product?
At least 90 days, depending on the issue. And then for some, it's even longer than that. But usually 90 days, 95% of people are going to notice some sort of change that's moving them to a positive direction.
So Grant is laughing at the whole government approval. I'm with you, Grant. And of course, William saying no side effects, just detoxing. Listen, this isn't cocaine, William. We're not trying to detox. This isn't alcohol rehab, my friend. I mean, come on. I mean, what are we detoxing from? What are we detoxing from, Callie? He's mentioning detoxing. So what are we detoxing from?
Well, that again, that goes on an individual basis, depending on what the person has going on. Some people are going to notice some things Some may not. But if they are detoxing, it depends. If it's coming out of the brain area, you might feel some headaches, or you might have mucus coming out if you have stuff in your lungs, little rashes if there's stuff coming out of your skin. But that's
We
generally
talking
for the
sci-fi
body.
horror stuff here or what? You talking things coming out of your brain, mucus coming out of your, I mean,
We have lots of toxins in our bodies. I mean, look at the stuff we eat. Look at what we're our environment. The chemicals, the drugs that people have taken, whether medical or recreational things. There's a lot of stuff in these bodies, so it's not unusual that some of those things will have to come out. But it's not any type of major concern.
William, you never
People
mentioned
hear that
anything,
word
brother,
and they get
about things
scared.
coming out of
Yeah.
my brain, mucus coming out of my body. William, I think I might be out on that water, bro. I'm just letting you know that.
Yeah.
Callie's talking like
People
everything
hear the
but
word detox.
exorcist. Callie's talking everything but like exorcist head spinning here. So I might be out on that one. But we got fine craft contractors stating that my family has been using Asea for years now. We rarely, he emphasizes rarely, feel under the weather. We have more energy and overall feel great. We still take supplements, but this product helps the effectiveness of them. Yeah, Finecraft, we were talking about that earlier, and Callie did say that this is a great addition that will help elevate some of the stuff that you're already doing. So I'm glad to see somebody else on here that is, saying that as well, and who's actually using the product. I think that's a good thing to, obviously if that's the way you feel. So, all right. So 90 days in the water, one tube of the Renew, and I think, that's where you're going. So I guess at this point, really anyone else is on the fence. What are you going to tell them? What's your last bit where we're going to end off? What's your last elevator pitch? What are you going to say? What's going to push them over the edge? Give me your 30-second elevator pitch.
Okay. Well, so depending on who I'm talking to, but basically, look, this
Stop
is going to
with
help.
the depending on who's got what and blah, blah, blah. Listen, do you need me to pitch this? I'll pitch
No.
this. I'll pitch this. Okay, guys, I'm gonna pitch this. So anyone from Asea watching, I did this free of charge. So I would basically say, listen, Asea's products work wonderful. They're gonna make your body do things it hasn't done for years. It ain't gonna make you truly young again, but you are definitely gonna feel better. You're gonna, not just feel better, but you're gonna move better. You're gonna act better. You're gonna sleep better. Things are just gonna be better. And at the end of the day, that's all you truly want in life is to be better. Renew cream.
You see
You got a problem? Slap that
my point
stuff on.
before. It was, see, I got you on board already.
No, no, no. But we're going to go to Renew cream. Ready? Renew cream. You need some spackle for those wrinkles? Let's throw that on. You broke that arm? Slap that. No, am I joking? But seriously, what's your elevator pitch? I mean, someone who's on the fence. What do we got?
You did an amazing job, and I would follow it up with that. Listen, this product is completely safe for you. And the things, if you want to have your body to be operating at this optimal level, you want to feel better, you want to sleep better, have more energy, then, just try this. It's not going to hurt you. And the side effects are better health. I'll take that.
Wow. See, I didn't throw that one in. See, I stayed away from the word side effects. You went right after it. You see, that is what I like about you. I told you, just go right after it. That is awesome. So, okay. So we do have all Callie's
Also, a cure
information.
for skepticism too.
Well,
That's another
everyone's going to have
benefit.
skepticism until you win them over. It is what it is, but,
No, but it's a cure for skepticism, I'm saying.
oh, it's not a. If this cures skepticism, I think we need the government to issue, just like it did with all these COVID vaccinations, one bottle to everybody, and cure skepticism for everything. And I'm not saying a proponent or not a proponent for vaccination, so no one to slam me. I'm just using the analogy the government paid for everything to supposedly cure something. I'm just leaving it at that. So no hate me and send me hate mail tomorrow. Well, actually, go ahead. No, dislike the video. It will give me something good to talk to YouTube about. So no big deal. But all right, so Callie's information's down in the bottom in the description. And you said you'll gladly, take anybody who's willing to talk to you, and I'm sure you'll give them a little bit of your time. I would imagine.
Absolutely. I
Okay.
always love talking to people.
Okay. Anyone who's out there still watching have any questions or comments for Callie before we wrap this up?
It's very hard for me not to start singing something. I always have my on hold music.
Well, yes. And I don't want you to start singing because then all of a sudden we might lose the audience we have and any future audience after.
Oh no, I'm a professional singer.
Are you?
Yeah.
You never told me that.
Surprise.
Uh-huh. 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 Always with secrets. Always with secrets. Professional singer doing this. Incredible. So are you going to be singing the new theme song for the company or what?
That would be cool.
You should ask them. Well, it doesn't look like we got anyone asking anything, so I guess we'll wrap it up. But I want to thank you, Callie, for coming out and talking to us. Again, this video will be up, will stay up. Anyone who wants to reference this video in the future, you're more than welcome to come back. Anyone listening on the replay, I appreciate you watching that. And anyone listening on the podcast, please feel free to reach out to myself. My information's in the description below. And for some reason, if you can't reach Callie, and I will try to help you reach her. But I appreciate it so much. And of course, William wants to say, as we're doing this, where can we get more information on Asea? William, I just said it. I just said it, my friend. I know we're in a little bit of a lag, but it took you a little longer than 60 seconds, my friend. So,
Fingers. He's trying to
yes, those slow fingers. So, absolutely check out the description. Callie's information is there. My information is there. And hopefully we get to do this again sometime. And
Absolutely.
we'll go from there. So,
Always a pleasure.
no, my pleasure. And for everyone again who showed up, I appreciate it so much. And I will talk to you next time.
All right. I'll sing for you next time.
I'm going to hold you to that. I'm going to hold you to that.
Awesome.
All right. Bye-bye.